how are you? Today we're going to be talking about idioms that have to do with autumn. Watch and enjoy. A bad apple. A bad apple means a bad influence or someone who brings along trouble, someone who creates problems or causes trouble for others. Specifically, a member of a group whose behavior actually reflects poorly on the group and influences everybody else. The apple of someone's eye. Now, this is a lovely, endearing idiom, and it actually means that the person who somebody loves the most or cherishes the most or admires the most. You know, that child was the apple of my eye. I wonder who's the apple of your eye. This idiom is a very old one, and you know, it's at least 1,000 years old, and originally, this is very interesting, originally the apple of one's eye actually referred to the pupil of the human eye. It was believed that the pupil was a round, solid object, and of course sight is very important, and in a time without proper eye care, sight was a very precious commodity. So it wasn't long before the apple of one's eye became a metaphor for something very valuable, something very precious. I can't see the wood for the trees, or can't see the wood for the trees, which means actually unable to grasp the main issue, the broader picture, because you are focusing too much on things that are nearer to you or specific details. So if someone can't see the wood for the trees in British English or the forest for the trees in American English, they are actually very involved in the details of something and the specifics, and they're missing the bigger picture. Neck of the woods, a particular area or neighborhood. It's also used informally, a place or area where someone lives. So you could say, she's from my neck of the woods. Or maybe, how is the weather in your neck of the woods? Staying with that theme, out of the woods, which means out of danger. So out of the woods and not out of the woods are basically very often used when you're talking about somebody's health or their condition. Where are its origins? Well, the forest has always been a dangerous place for humans. If you look back in history, it's usually dark with places that hide lurking animals and men. So the idiom out of the woods came into use in English in round about the late 1700s. Turning into a pumpkin. Now, this is an interesting one. We've all heard about Cinderella, the fairy tale where the fairy godmother comes along. She casts her magic spell and everything changes. But then she has a warning as well about Cinderella getting home before midnight. Otherwise, her carriage would turn back into a pumpkin. Well, when we use this idiom, what it actually means is that you have a deadline. You have to be back or a curfew before a specific time. Out on a limb. Out on a limb means isolated, unsupported. So if someone goes out on a limb for you, they actually do something they strongly believe in, even though it's risky, extreme, unpopular, and is likely to fail or to be criticized by other people. So you see, the origin comes from the limb being talked about here as the branch of a tree, and it's sort of a branch of a tree that is probably a thinner one and a less supported one than the rest of the tree. And that is where you get that idiom that you're going out on a limb for someone because it's more likely to break. Raining cats and dogs. Well, raining cats and dogs, one of my favorite ones. It's talking about raining heavily, and I have covered that one before. It's going to be up there on that card, and you will be able to take the link there where I've discussed quite a few other different idioms as well. Shaking like a leaf, trembling, usually with fear or fright, you know, like shaking in his boots. The expression is very old and it has appeared in several other languages, such as the 13th century French fables. One of the first famous English writers actually to use this expression was Geoffrey Chaucer. And he, in fact, specified the type of leaf as an aspen leaf, which shakes more easily in the wind than most other types of leaves. That is due to its broad size, along with its thin stems. So shaking like a leaf, shaking, trembling with fear. The apple never falls far from the tree. What this means is to say that important family traits are usually inherited, because if you look at an apple falling from a tree, they fall close to that tree, to the actual trunk of the tree. They don't go very far. So this has led to the creation of the idiom that your character, behavior, your traits, your attitude, maybe looks even, are inherited from your family. The autumn years, the later years of life, that's what this idiom means. Like leaves losing color as they do in autumn, fading away, becoming rusted and more glorious before they die. To bark up the wrong tree, to actually follow the wrong line of thought, and to make a false assumption or mistake, to completely misunderstand something and not have your facts straight. So if you're barking up the wrong tree, you are actually, following a lead that is wrong. To be nuts about something or someone means to actually really, really like someone. And to drive someone nuts is the opposite, I would think. I've said this a lot. My kids are driving me nuts. When they were smaller, of course, they're grown up now. And it's excessively annoying someone, to make them feel crazy, to make them absolutely nuts. To get wind of something, this one is very interesting. To hear a rumor about something, or to find something out about something that might in fact be a secret. Where does this come from? Very interesting. Now look at these facts. The wind may carry lots of information. Like animals know, a predator will stand upwind, and that's the opposite direction to where the wind is traveling, so that its prey will not catch its scent and run away. Similarly, getting wind of something is learning about something which should have been a secret. If the newspapers get wind of this scandal, the gossip will be all over the place. To save for a rainy day. Now this is what wise people will tell you. They will tell you to save your money for a future time when you actually might need it, when money might be scarce. Where does it come from? Well, the rainy or gloomy days actually represent difficult times, maybe difficult times to go out, difficult times to find work. In the olden days, the weather was really controlled your environment. To turn over a new leaf, to begin to behave in a more responsible manner, and leaf hair refers to a page, the page of a book. So what happens when you turn a new page in your life? You get a new one, a blank page to start afresh. So turning over a new leaf means starting anew, and usually it means a positive thing. Mistakes that you've made in your life, you're going to correct them, and starting things in a different or a better way to get a better result. Under the weather. Feeling under the weather means that you're not feeling good, you're feeling unwell, and I have covered this one before in the idioms that I did before, and you'll be able to see that there. I'll put up the link on that card, so do watch it. I hope that this video has been helpful for you. As always, I try to come up with interesting topics that will, increase your knowledge, help you out. You can use these. These are fantastic idioms to use in your vocabulary. Once you understand how idioms work and where you can use them in the right place, then of course you are on the way to becoming a fabulous writer, a fabulous conversationalist as well. Do give me your feedback, like the video if you found it helpful, subscribe to the channel, that helps me bringing more content to you guys, and stay happy, stay blessed, stay well, stay learning. Until next time, bye bye.